welcome back to the Dice Towers coverage of Origins 2016. This time, I'm joined by Brandon from Blue Orange, who's going to tell us how to become the boss.
Indeed. So in the boss, there are a bunch of bosses. These are the important things in the game. This is what you do during setup. You're going to pick which bosses you play with, based on a number of players and your own personal preferences. There's a whole thing about it in the setup. Basically, you pick your bosses, and these guys are going to determine which city cards you play with in the game. Yeah, they're all listed down here on the bottom. So these are the 4 city cards of New York. These are the 4 city cards of Boston, 3 of Kansas City, and 4 of Cincinnati. So we shuffle them all together. And I should note that there are other bosses as well. We are not playing with these guys, so we are removing their city cards from the deck.
But so we have some variation possibilities too.
Yeah, yes, indeed. So once you got the cards you're playing with, you shuffle them all together, and you lay one face down for each city. You should not cover up the symbols there, just so you remember what's in each city. And then once you got that set up, you shuffle them all again, and you deal them out evenly between the players.
Okay, and Chicago doesn't get one?
Chicago doesn't get one. We'll talk about Chicago at the end. He's a special guy. He's the big boss.
Okay.
He changes throughout the game.
Okay.
So basically, once we got our cards, between us, we have all the information we need to know what these face-down cards are, because they're all listed here. The options are listed here.
So there's 4 black cards. Each one has this value, one red card, and so on?
Right.
Okay.
So if we were playing on the same team, we could just show each other the cards, and we would know what the face-down cards are. We're trying to figure out what these are.
We're trying to figure out what's left. So I have the 3 grays, so I know...
You know exactly what that is.
I know
it's
that's
that
the
guy.
X.
And yeah, it's the banishment action.
All right.
It's a bad thing.
But you don't know that.
I don't know that. Okay. Right, exactly. So what we're going to do in our turn, you must reveal a card, and you're going to put it right below the boss, whose city it is.
Okay.
And that's going to give all of your opponents some more information about what this face-down card is. After you reveal a card, then you can decide if you want to take control of a city. The way you do that is by sending your gangsters to that city. These are all gangsters here, not this circle tile, but these are all gangsters here. You can add them to a city and then take it over. There's a rule there. You must always add more than the player controlling it. You must take control.
You must take majority over it. Okay.
Right. So you either add, show a card at the beginning of the turn, and then take control of a city if you want to. And we keep doing that until all the cards are revealed. So they're all down here, and then once they're all down there, we flip up the face-down cards, and the player who has the control of each city will earn those as either points or penalties, depending on what they are.
Okay, so like this has 1, 2, 3, and the penalty on it.
Right.
And I know the penalty's under there.
Right.
So I might want to play like the low 1s or something, so that you think, well, you know, it might be the 3 under there, and trick you into taking it over.
And if I were you, I'd probably even throw 1 cube on there to make it seem like...
I kind of want that. Okay.
Of course, people might see past 1 cube as an obvious bluff, but now we're getting deep into the mind games of this.
There we go.
But yes, that is exactly what you're doing. Trying to, by revealing information and taking control of cities, bluff your opponents into thinking something else is going on. So... this guy's different. Chicago is the big boss.
Okay, how's that work?
He is just like the other cities. There is a rule that you have to be in another city before you can entertain the boss. But he scores very differently. So whoever has control of the big boss at the end of the round will score points for the bosses under his control. So in the beginning of the game, he's right in this position. And anybody to his, this is a left, I think, his left is under his control. As every round, he'll move 1 over, so he'll have more and more bosses, and he'll have
it's like he's growing in power, getting more cities. Okay.
Yes. So his payout is different than the other ones. His payout is based on the last cards revealed. So if I reveal a card and then you reveal 2 cards, he will get the payout of the last card you revealed divided by 2. So he has the sum of the cards revealed divided by 2.
So and is it rounded like this would be 1 since it's rounded up?
No, the big boss always gets the bigger share.
That's why it's divided by 2. You're splitting it with the big boss.
You're splitting it with the big boss.
Okay, that makes total sense then. Okay.
Yeah.
And so as he grows,
the next round,
if the brown cards were over here, now you'd have the 3 and
I'd get 1.
All right.
Sometimes he's got a huge payout, and again, depending on which bosses you play with, the payouts can be bigger. Like Detroit has a 4 payout.
Oh, okay.
And so if Detroit and New York are paying out 3 and 4, that's a pretty good win for Chicago.
How many players can this go up to?
So this is 2 to 4.
2 to 4.
2 to 4.
I imagine with the full complement of 4, you really start to get into some mind games with each other.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Indeed. And the game is over near the end of each round. I believe it's when each person has 1 card left in hand. Mm-hmm. It's 1 or 2, I forget. You flip up a police card, and then once 3 of the same color police badge show, the game is over.
All right.
So let's just say it's 3 to 5 rounds.
Yeah,
depending on
3 to 5 rounds.
how the card reveals.
Okay. So you don't even know exactly when it's going to end.
Right. There's a lot of hidden information in this game.
So I guess when you're in the Mafia, for some reason, you got to stay on your toes.
Yes.
So what's the timeline for the availability of the box?
So we have 50 early access copies here.
At Origins?
Yeah, Origins. So it's printed, it's final, and the rest are slowly making their way over on a ship.
Cool.
So this month, next month, sometime real soon.
Cool, and definitely by Gen Con.
Definitely by Gen Con.
And before that.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
And for more coverage at Origins 2016, be sure to stay tuned for the Dice Tower. We'll talk to you again soon.